All right, what's up, guys? Today's video, we're coming from Cos Garage World Headquarters. That looks a lot like my RV. Okay, it is my RV, but nonetheless, today's video is about how to build your car properly, how to plan it out, and how to choose your format. Stay tuned. All right, so like I said, we're gonna be talking about how to choose your format, how to choose the platform, and how to choose what kind of series you're gonna go into, or if any series at all, so you can properly plan for your budget and plan for your car so you're not needlessly out there wasting money. So as you can see over here, we got different categories that you might wanna go into. I broke it down into 4 basic categories: grip, drift, show, and other. All right, grip, you kind of have time attack. That's like club racing, track days, touring, any or all of the above. You got drift. Are you going to do it for fun? Are you going to do it for competition, like Pro-Am, Pro 2, FD, Pro 1, grassroots drifting competition? Are you going to go for show? Are you going to do kind of like a hot boy, hot girl kind of status? Are you going to do a VIP build? Are you going to do slammed? Are you going to do kind of a track race car style? Are you going to go for a car club build? Or you're gonna go for other. All right, other is like rally, pickup trucks, or maybe you want to do an all-purpose build, kind of like I am. I like to go by the adage: race cars can be show cars, but not all show cars can be race cars. So first things first, you want to kind of plan your build. All right, once you kind of choose your format, narrow down the scope of where you want to drive your car or your truck, and then you want to go from there. All right, so like I said, you want to have a focused build so you're not wasting money where you don't need to. All right. So we're going to use my car as an example, my 06 Evo 9 MR, okay? And I want to use my car for kind of a tri-purpose kind of build. I want to go time attacking. I want to do track days. It is my daily driver. And I want to have it kind of show quality whenever I'm not at the track or if I'm not driving it daily, so I can still hang out with my friends in their car clubs. Of these 3, though, you need to make sure that you kind of have it even more focused than just these right here. Okay, because what you can end up doing is that you could build your car for, say, time attack and put a full roll cage in it. You can put harness belts in there. You can have a fire suppression system, which would make it great for time attack, but it's not very sensible for having it on the street. You know, you don't want to get into an accident and not have your protective equipment on and end up hitting your head against your roll bar and possibly getting hurt or even worse. So I think I need to go with the half cage because I don't use my back seat. So a half cage will still offer me a lot of protection, but since I don't use my back seat, nobody ever sits back there, that's okay. It wouldn't be as bad as having a full roll cage. So on another note, I kind of got lucky with my car. My car is all-wheel drive, it's front engine, all-wheel drive, and it's a manual transmission. You may not have that. So just remember, when you're choosing your platform, if you're able to have that luxury of choosing your car, then your platform also tends to lend where you kind of fit your car. Although all cars and all platforms can fit into any of the categories we just said. So as an example, if you have a Honda Civic that's super cheap and super reliable, you may not want to turn that into your race car. All right, so as you can see, budget made it onto our whiteboard, and these are some key categories that I broke it down into so that you know all these little subcategories apply to basically every format and every build that you're going to be thinking about in some way, shape, or form. Now, like I said, we want to go for a grip-oriented car that is daily drivable. We can take it to the track, and it's also a show car from time to time. Now, in my budget, I want to make sure I have a budget for the interior, the exterior, the engine, the chassis, suspension, and wheels and tires. Man, thought I heard somebody walking up on me. All right, so here are some questions you need to ask yourself. How big is your budget? How much of the work are you going to be willing to do yourself? Have you worked on this type of vehicle before? How long do you plan on having the car? Do you need the car right away? Do you daily drive the car? And if you're going to go into a series like me, this is where it also kind of helps you and can hurt you at the same time is that if you're building for a specific series, do you have a set of rules that you need to go by? Big part of your budget should also go to driver mod if you're going to go for a track build like I am. The cars like this one is really capable out of the box, and there's no sense in building it, you know, putting $10,000-$15,000 into a car when you can't drive it in stock form. So you're not going to get the most out of that car, and it's not going to be as enjoyable when you do start modifying it. Now, with that being said, maybe you want to build a car from the ground up, and your last project kind of left you with empty pockets. Need versus what do I want? That's a big part of your budget, is factoring is what you need versus what you want. Just like for budgeting for a house. Now, everybody has this affinity for LS engines. Everybody loves 2JZ engines. Everybody loves the engine that's in their platform. Do you want to do an engine swap? Do you really want to do an engine swap when you've never done it before? Or do you really need to do an engine swap? If you're doing an engine swap, are you going to swap the same type of engine in it? Or are you going to swap from a totally different manufacturer? Don't let the internet fool you. If you have, let's say, a BMW like I used to have, don't go all out right from the box and try to swap in an LS like I did. It didn't work out that well, and I ended up having to walk away from the project because it just got way too expensive, and it went beyond the scope of what I was trying to build the car for. Your chassis. How stout is the chassis that you have underneath the car from the box? The Evo 9, for example, is a really good platform. It's 4 doors, all-wheel drive, and it's got a turbo 4-cylinder with a manual transmission. That's pretty good out of the box. But maybe you did, like I said, I used to have a BMW E36. Now, that was a pretty good chassis, but it was really underpowered. There were a lot of rust and a lot of cracks in that chassis. There goes my phone, damn it. So these are things that you need to ask yourself when you're building your car. Of these things, what do you need versus what do you want? That's a big takeaway from this. All right, so following a little formula here, we chose our platform, we chose our format, we created a budget, and now we need to have a few other things in mind here. Who's building the car? Are you maintaining it, or is somebody else maintaining it? What's the cost of ownership going to be like? How long are you going to keep the car? And what's the storage situation going to be like? Now, I live in an RV. I just have my truck. I have my RV, and I have a small area where I can keep my car next to my RV. You may not have a 2-car garage. You may not even have a garage at all. And like I said, if it's your daily driver, these are things you need to keep in mind. So before I leave you, I'm going to ask you 2 last questions, as if I haven't tried to give you guys enough information. Are you building beyond or out of your class? And are you willing to walk away from the project? Now, let's use me as an example. I used to have a 92 BMW. I love that car. And my ultimate goal was going to be the same for the Evo 9 as it was for the BMW. I was trying to build a time attack car that I could also daily drive and could also be considered a show car from time to time. Now, I started right off the bat by ripping out the motor, ripping out the interior, and trying to do an LS swap on a car that basically could barely fit that LS if I really tried it. Could it have been done? Yes, but ultimately I was going beyond what that car was capable of, and my skill set, most importantly, was capable of. Could it be done? Yes. And has it been done in the past? Absolutely. And if you're willing to go that route, more power to you. But for me personally, I was building beyond what my skill set and what that car was capable of at the time. Now, I walked right into that last question, unfortunately, with that car, because I had to walk away. I was forced to get rid of it. It just didn't have the storage space for it anymore, and it was just kind of an eyesore sitting in my garage. So I didn't want to deal with it anymore, and I basically got out what I put into it at the time, which was only like $1,000 maybe. But either way, hopefully this gave you guys some information. Hopefully you guys can take this and run with it and build your project to what suits your needs. And I would love to see you guys out there on the car show. So as always, like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you guys have pictures or videos of your project, absolutely send them in to me. I would love to try and meet you if that's at all possible, if I'm ever in the area. And maybe one day I can feature you on my channel, because I would love to help spread the culture. As always, I'm Nick Kaz of Kaz Garage, and we'll see you guys in the next one.